This week on the Spotlight, A.J. Pierzynski, featured from the '05 champion White Sox. And then we go to the '03 Cubs. Mark Pryor was a big player. And then we go to Jack Brickhouse, one of the greatest broadcasters of all time. And he was polite enough to talk to me. And then we finish with Scotty Bowman, one of the greatest hockey moguls. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. It's the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Great repairs at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Gilhooly's for my trivia game, Friday, March 30th at 7 p.m. Come eat, play, and win. 103rd and Springfield, right over there by St. Xavier. It's a fun place. We'll have fun. See you there. You've got to get to the Sock. Live Benkowski Trivia. Alternate Thursdays, 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. See you there. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to Lulu's because they've got it all. Italian beef, hot dogs, burgers, chicken, gyros, fish, salads, subs, ribs, and a lot more. At Taylor and Ogden, 2200 West, you got to check out Lulu's. They got everything. You've got to get to the Wise Owl. They have pizzas, pork sliders, Cuban, carrot soup, elote burgers. My trivia game alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. Great cocktails and bartenders. Easy to reach at Van Buren and Racine by the UIC neighborhood. The Wise Owl is a very cool place with way better than average bar food. I will see you soon at the Wise Owl. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Porter.
2 outs, bottom of the 9th. White Sox up by 3. Jose Contreras needs to get not so mighty Casey. For
the first time since 1959, the White Sox are in the World Series. We're here at Jordan's at 135th and Harlem, and it's an unbelievable feeling. Let's talk to some customers and see how they feel about it. Hi, tell us your name and your favorite Sox.
My name is Cheryl, and Podsednik is my favorite player.
And I know this is a great moment, but do you have another favorite moment of this season?
Beating Cleveland last 3 games.
That was very critical. Thank you very much. All right, tell us your name and your favorite Sox.
My name is Rose. My favorite Sox is like Gucci, because he's always on base, and he's good for the team.
And how about a favorite Sox moment of yours also, beside this one?
Oh, when it all started, that game with all the home runs. Oh,
you were sold.
Yeah, thrilling game.
Beautiful. Okay, let's continue here at Jordan's. All right, tell us your name and your favorite Sox.
My name's Karen Engberg, and my favorite Sox is Joe Creedy.
Well, that's a very wise choice. He did drive in 3 with a homer, a sacrifice fly, and the biggest single he's ever had in his life.
Ozzy's proud to have Chicago in the national spotlight, but watch him get emotional at the end of this piece when asked about his late mentor, Chico Carrasquel, the great shortstop from Venezuela.
I think it's nice to see those people finally got a chance to see it's another teams in the United States, not New York and Boston. And hopefully we put a good show up on them. Hopefully people enjoy this series.
On your right, Ozzy, over here.
What did your experience being on the Marlins staff? How did that prepare you for what you're going through with your team now this year? How did it prepare you for what you're going through?
Well, I'm the only one that to control the team. I think I just have Jack McKeown. He just sent me a letter to have fun and enjoy it. I have people think you don't have experience in this playoff, but I think that no count. I think I'll be there before. I got to tell my players just to enjoy this thing. It's not going to be easy. Every game going to be tougher and tougher. Like I said, being in this playoff, and I think being part of that teach me a lot. And being part of the Atlanta Braves organization when I went to a couple World Series and a couple of playoffs helped me mentally and physically. I think mentally you have to prepare yourself for the best.
One more. Your last question, over here.
Hey, Oz, what would Chico Carrasquel say about this experience, and what did he mean to you?
Ooh, you're going to make me cry here. Chico was one of my best friends here in Chicago. I think I know what he is right now. He will feel proud. I got to go.
Ozzy choked up at the thought of his late great mentor. We'll have more Sox 2005 celebration in a moment. Mark Burley with a Major League ice pack over there, and he talks about the White Sox dominant starting pitching in the 2005 postseason.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you go out there and get ahead and count and make your pitches and your counts instead of hitters' counts, that's always going to help you. It's probably one of the best games of my career. I felt good the whole time out there. Changeup really wasn't working in the middle innings, but found it in the 7th, 8th inning and made a couple key pitches on Vladdy. Got him grounded into a double play, got him ground ball a couple outs, but one of the best games of my career.
Rick, up there on your...
Mark, you said it was one of the best games of your career. Was it the biggest game of your career?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to go into Anaheim down 2-0. Obviously, you know how good of a team that Anaheim team is, or Los Angeles, whatever they are. You know how good of a team they are, and you want to go out there and throw up zeros. You didn't know how offense was going to respond to Washburn with him being out for a while, but we came out there and battled and tried to throw up as many zeros, just like all season long, to give your team a chance to score.
I'm embarrassed for these guys, but if you want a cheap laugh, watch them try to explain their way out of the A.J. Pierzynski drop third strike fiasco.
That's my interpretation is that's my strike 3 mechanic when it's a swinging strike. If you watch, that's what I do the whole entire game.
Bill, right there.
So you saw him he dropped the ball then according to the replay he caught the ball and you said strike 3. So what did you see that allowed him to take first base?
I think Doug ruled that the ball was trapped.
Okay. Gordon?
2 questions, if I may, Doug. 1, have you seen the replays, and do you still believe that the ball was trapped? And 2, Josh Paul was saying that customarily, if there is a ball that's trapped or in the dirt, the umpire says no catch, and he didn't hear that. Is that customary, and did you say that?
I did not say no catch. If you watch the replay, you do watch me as I'm making the mechanic. I'm watching Josh Paul, so I'm seeing what he's going to do. I'm looking directly at him. While I'm watching Josh Paul, that's when Pierzynski ran to first base.
He influenced the ump, and you got to like it from a Chicago point of view. Let's talk to baseball's version of Dennis the Menace, A.J. Pierzynski, always where the action is.
I didn't hear him say anything. It was the same situation when Garrett was up earlier in the game. I thought we caught one, and I threw it around, and the umpire said it hit the ground. So it was a foul tip. So I thought I caught that one. I watched that replay. I couldn't tell if that one hit the ground either. So it's tough. I mean, it was a tough situation, and I ran, and I was like, well, if he calls me out, we'll try and shut him down another inning, try and score a run. And luckily, Joe hit a home run to win the game.
Did you do a little head fake there too?
don't? No, I was going back to the dugout and I realized that he didn't tag me, so I'm like, okay, I'll run. And I told the guys in the locker room that it happened to me last year in San Francisco. I was the catcher and I did that. And the pitcher tried to bunt and he didn't get it down, and he ran. In San Francisco, the dugouts are opposite, or the same here. And he went into the visiting almost in the dugout and ran out, and they called him safe. So it was just, I don't know, that for some reason that popped in the back of my head just to run, and if he calls me out, he calls me out.
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furland, EDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. Mark Pryor, amazingly, a matter of fact, about outdueling Greg Maddux, and I talked to him after game number 3. Mark, players a lot older than you talked about butterflies or tension. First time in a playoff. What did you do to overcome that, or did you overcome it?
I don't know if I overcome it, all the way. Obviously there's nervous, there's a little anxiety. I mean, you wouldn't be human if you weren't anxious in this situation. It's the playoffs, it's, you lose, you go home, and nobody wants to go home. That's the bottom line. And so, yeah, you're anxious, but you don't lack confidence. You know what you can do, you know what your job is. And my job was to go out and give us, every chance to win the ball game, and I felt like I did that. And, if you told me I was going to go out and throw, a complete game, I mean, there's no way I would have thought that tonight. But, I guess as Dusty would say, the stars lined up and, things worked out, in our favor.
One over here to the right.
Mark, I don't know if you had a chance to look outside or whatever, but they're kind of partying like it's you guys just won Game 7 of the World Series. I mean, they're going crazy in the streets. As a player, I mean, is it hard for you guys as players to keep your emotions in check a little bit when the fans are going this crazy?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but, I felt in the first inning I was kind of letting my emotions get away from me. And, I think then, like I said earlier, by watching, Maddux slow the game down when he was getting hit in the first inning and, so that he knew he was in control, I think that kind of helped me. These fans have been great to us all year. They've been by us through the thick and thin, up and downs. I mean, we had some rough times during this year. We've had some good times. They've always been here, and obviously they've been here through the course of the last, 20 years. I mean, they just are great fans, and they deserve to go out and party. I mean, this is something they haven't experienced. Hopefully they get to experience it more in years to come, but it's something they haven't had in a long time. They were there in, I guess it was 98, 99, they got swept through. So it's fun. I mean, they should enjoy themselves, and we're enjoying themselves, but we also know what our job is.
Take questions for Randall Simon. Over here, the first one.
Randall, any satisfaction with a key hit against the club that could have kept you?
Oh yeah, no doubt. First of all, I thank God for it, and It was a great feeling knowing that, that's the reason that I came over here is to contribute, for us to go to the World Series and to win, and things are going well. I'm having a great time, and every time I go out there, it's for me to give everything I got, to help my team to win. And thanks God it were a big hit for us to get another one.
Have you ever seen a pitcher this young, this poised, this good?
No, I've been answering that question since February. I mean, he's just he's a freak, really. I mean, you're not supposed to be that good at that age, and be able to go out in his first postseason game and do what he did tonight against that team. I mean, when you're 23 years old and you can go out and do what you did tonight against that lineup, there's no question you're pretty good.
Dusty Baker talked about the fans who came out of nowhere amidst the rain of Friday night.
And they were into it, so they were probably keeping warm and getting a little antifreeze on them across the street or something.
Chipper Jones hit 2 home runs to even the series, but he said complimentary things about the Cub pitching staff, and I wanted to find out how complimentary.
You said some pretty high praise about the club's thoughts about the Cub pitching staff. Does it compare to any great pitching staffs you recall in your major league career?
This is the best pitching staff I've seen, top to bottom, since I've been in the league, to be honest with you. I mean, to have 4 starters that throw the ball 94 or better whenever they want, have unbelievable sliders. Some of them got splits and change-ups, and as a hitter, you can cover 2 pitches. You can cover a fastball and a changeup, or a sinker and a slider or whatnot. But when you gotta expand to the pitcher's repertoire of 4 pitches, that makes it very difficult on a hitter. I would say the one team, one pitching staff it probably compares to is one of ours from back in the early to mid '90s, back when Glavine was in his heyday, Maddox was in his heyday, Smoltz was right there, Avery was dominating. That would be the only staff I can remember.
The managers striving to be on the even keel. Dusty Baker first, and then Bobby Cox, who talks a lot but never says anything.
Dusty, this team time and time again this year has come back from tough losses and adversity. What gives you hope and belief that it'll do so again?
Well, I mean, once you do it, you have the power and the belief that you can do it again. And if you're going to be a championship team, you're going to have to come back from adversity. I mean, we're down to a 1-game season. I mean, we're tied. You know what I mean? So they don't have the lead, and we don't have the lead. So why wouldn't I feel very confident that, we're going to get it done tomorrow?
Could you talk about that 9th inning at bat by Sammy against Smoltz? It seemed like a really classic playoff matchup.
Yeah, that was a classic matchup. He hit it right to the fence. The way that ball was flying out tonight, I didn't think the second ball that Chipper hit was going out. I thought Sammy's had a chance. And he hit it to the deepest part of the park. And, yeah, that was a great matchup. I'm glad Sammy put it in play and, almost tied the game up. That was a great at-bat.
Okay, one more if I could. Now, tomorrow will be 2 starters in a row with 3 days rest. Is there an added importance and responsibility, on your relievers in that situation? What ways does the strategy change for your relievers?
Not much. I mean, Hampton might go 9 tomorrow. We'll see. He's perfectly well rested and very eager to toe the rubber.
Over here. Did you get an explanation by Fick on what that play was about in the 8th inning?
I haven't seen that play yet. I think he tried to grab the ball out of Eric's glove, which is a little bit of a violation of the rules. So I know there wasn't any intent to hurt Eric, and that's a good way to hurt somebody probably, but he didn't. I think he just got caught up in the moment,
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today
you know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and a fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget, the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You've got to get to the Sock Live Minkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. Once again, right now, it's time to get back to some baseball coverage. The late, great Jack Brickhouse. What a friend, what a great broadcaster. He talks about the 1959 White Sox.
And of course, a great win. And the World Series was a great World Series, even if the Sox didn't win it. But it was fun. 1945, I was around, I was working, I wasn't assigned to the ballpark. As a matter of fact, in 45, that's the year I did the White Sox exclusively.
Oh.
Wouldn't you know it? In those days, you could do the White Sox, I'm talking about radio now, and you did the road games on ticker in the Carbide and Carbon building on the second floor down on Michigan Avenue. And here are the White Sox doing nothing, losing both ends of a doubleheader on Sunday, you say. No air conditioning in the studio. Open the window and you can hear the Cubs winning a pennant up the street. But it was fun, still fun. And of course, prior to that, none of us was involved, because in 1938 was the last time they had won one prior to my coming to Chicago in 1940.
Well, I thought of one that maybe you would have had a chance to see, although the White Sox didn't win it. 1967 was believed by many to be the best race in American League history. 4 teams went down to the final week. Do you remember the White Sox losing a couple of tough series at the end there?
I remember it very well. I remember losing that doubleheader at Kansas City when Charlie Finley threw two pretty good pitchers at the Sox and beat them. And I remember that year, the last day of the season. We had our bags packed. We took them to the ballpark, but we could have gone any one of 3 different places after that game, after that final game in 1967. We could have gone any one of 3 different places, depending on whether the White Sox won, lost, what the other guys did, and so forth and so on, or if everybody's out of everything, go do a Bear game.
Well, we had the lucky occasion a couple weeks back here to see Dick Allen, who played on some excellent White Sox teams, the 72 one notably. But if I could hone in on that 67 for a bit, there was a super pitching staff that featured the likes of Gary Peters, Joe Horland, Tommy John. And did you call Joe Horland's no-hitter that year?
Yes, it's the only White Sox no-hitter I've called. That was when he beat Detroit in the first game of that doubleheader. I've called 8 no-hitters, but that's the only White Sox job.
Oh, very interesting. I imagine a couple of Holtzmans and a Milt Pappas mix in there.
Yes, I had both of Kenny Holtzmans. I had Milt Pappas. The last one pitched in this town, by the way, and at this ballpark, 1972. And I've had 8 altogether, as I said. I remember the first one was Sam Jones in 1955, I think it was, or 55. Beat the Pirates 4-0. Walked the bases full in the 9th inning. And you got Frank Thomas and a couple of murderers coming up. Hack walks out, and the people are afraid they might see him get jerked. But Hack left him in, and he then struck out the side. Now, Hollywood writes that one that way. They got carried away, right? I later said to Hack, I said, what did you say to Sad Sam when you went out there? He said, I told him, get the blankety-blank ball over the blankety-blank plate or your blankety-blank tail is out of here.
Well, if I could bring it all back here to the 1989 Cubs, they're a real interesting blend of youth and experience, mostly youth. And I'm just wondering what you think their chances are in the last couple of weeks here as we already start to count down this magic number business.
Well, I have to think their chances of losing are less than their chances of winning at this point. I have to think I think the Chicago Cubs have got this one made.
Although you did see the 1964 Cardinals in a similar situation.
Well, yeah, you're talking about the Phillies.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Cardinals ultimately beating them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mark had his ball club out in front by 6 games with 10 games to play. The next thing you know, Shane Dietz is managing in the World Series.
Hey, hey, for Jack Brickhouse. You've got to get to Jack's. 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. You've got to get to Oliver, 6100 West 159th Street for my live trivia. Alternate Wednesdays now at 7 p.m. It's a great place with great food and drink and fun. Get to Oliver's on a Wednesday. I'll see ya. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to Mad Anthony, a great sports bar and grill at 3350 West 47th Street. They serve Lococo's pizza, sandwiches, and a full bar. And my trivia is every other Friday, start about 5:45. Fun times at Mad Anthony. See you over there. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place.
Nobody going to ask me about the
in
Chelios
Pittsburgh.
thing?
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you that next. What'd you have to say to Chris? Did you ask him about his chili recipe?
I saw what he did to Sean Burr. He just took a two-hander right in the face, speared Stevie. I don't think he'd want anybody to do that to him, But that one on Burr, we got on the tape, and it's just he just goes right at his face, and he wasn't really, he wasn't bent over, hit him right square in the face. But you keep only getting twos, nothing's going to happen.
Got a little bit of frustration for the Hawks now, knowing that they're on a slide in.
I don't know. I don't have anything to do with Chicago. I don't know how their frustration is. The room is right next door.
So Scotty Bowman was with Detroit at this time. He's with the Blackhawks now. Sounds a little bit edgy. Thanks for watching. See you next week. You've been watching the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Perfect Pitch located at 108th and Kedzie. Great repairs, great people. Lansing Floral, 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch, very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.